And we are back. The SEC schedule is here. Oklahoma. Hey, you know what? It looks like it's a tough ending to the season in 2024, but it's an exciting year. Oklahoma's got a ton of opponents on there. Oklahoma, actually, there's a couple they haven't beaten. We got to talk about it. Today, I'm joined by Jay over at Unfair Sports. Jay, how are you doing today?
Happy Wednesday and happy SEC schedule drop day. How's everybody doing? How you doing today, PG?
I'm doing okay. I'm recovering from being sick or whatever I had. So,
Yeah, I heard you got the
that's
crud. I'm sorry to hear that, my man. Hope you feel
yeah.
better.
The wife had COVID last week, so I thought I had it, and then I came up negative. But I had 101-degree fever the other day, so I was a little worried. But we're getting past it. We're getting past it. So Oklahoma had a schedule release today.
Yep.
I'm excited about it. What were some of your initial thoughts here as I get it pulled up? Because I have my own.
So when I first looked at the schedule, I think the thing that jumped out to me the most, dropped a video a little bit on it to get even more details. If you guys want that, you can check it out on the channel. But the fact that our two bye weeks are right around our biggest games and our quote unquote third bye week, which is the SEC game of the season, is also around a big game. So we travel to Auburn, we get back from Auburn, we get the week off, and we play Texas. And Texas is the same thing with us. What sucks for Texas is after Red River, they got to go play against Georgia. And that weekend's going to be hell for anybody that goes to Austin because F1 is happening that exact same weekend. So you've got the Grand Prix F1 there, and then you got this big game, which is going to be a potential game day game all at the same time. So for us, we got South Carolina. We'll travel to the Grove and see Ole Miss. Then our second bye week or our SEC game of the season against Maine happens before we travel up to play Missouri. You cannot beat that. Then we have a bye week. Then we play against Bama, and then we travel to LSU. And PG, I don't know if you noticed this. We have no back-to-back road games.
Nope. Not like
None.
this year.
We play 4 road games this season. Total. Like you can't. This schedule is built for us to be successful. We just got to execute. I cannot wait for it to start.
It's 7 home games. When was the last time we had 7 home games? It's normally 6.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah. And now it sucks that we're getting them all in August and September pretty much because I am the proponent of that's your hottest time of the year. I would like to only have I'd like to play my road games in that time of the year and then get some more home games in that October to November time frame when, you're going to have a chance of having more night games, true night games, right? We kick off and it's under the lights. And then also it's not 100 freaking degrees in that stadium. But I look at the schedule and I agree with you. It's pretty favorable. I look at it and go, the last 2 games of the season. One, I think it hurts because, man, you're playing Bama and LSU back to back. But I think it's a good thing because you get an opportunity to get your shit figured out before you have to play 2 of what have been dogs of the SEC over the past 10 years. I mean, LSU has not been a team to scoff at. They have went out there and won national championships. They compete every single year. And this game's in Death Valley. So I look at those 2 games and go, that one's going to be – and luckily you're coming off of a bye week. I think you mentioned that earlier. But before that, you've got to go at Missouri. I looked at the games on this schedule and said, which could be the one game that OU potentially overlooks, the fans overlook. I don't think the fans overlook Missouri, but I think the players could. I think the players could look at that Missouri roster and say, we're better than them, and then get upset because Missouri plays very, very well. And I know people might jump on me for this. And these are going to be the same people that jumped on me this offseason when I told y'all Missouri was going to go win 8 or 9 games. Missouri, they're starting to figure it out a little bit. They've got some talent, It might not be 4 and 5-star talent. They got some there. They have hung in with Georgia 2 years in a row. Missouri knows how to play football. I'm not going into next season saying Missouri's a cupcake game like maybe we would have thought 2 years ago.
No, I get you. And I mean, the other thing to look at it too is, and I get why you would say it could be a potential lookover game, but if there's a game that I would consider a lookover game, South Carolina. That's a game, that's a trap game. Even though it's at the crib, that could be one because you could be looking towards going to Ole Miss because there's a good chance that South Carolina's coach would be fired by them.
Think Beamer gone? You don't think we're going to get the Beamer Bowl?
I mean, the question's going to be how they do, because they've already seen mass exodus. They had a really bad season last year, and who they quarterback?
Not Rattler. Rattler gone.
Right. So you tell me who they quarterback.
I mean, I don't expect South Carolina to be very good. I expect them to be a bottom feeder of the conference next year. I don't think that's a game Oklahoma really, especially since it's at home. If it was away, in fact, I think at Auburn's going to be if any of the games like that you're pointing out right there, it'd be at Auburn because you're coming off of a 4-game homestand. Likely by that time, Oklahoma is going to be in the national headlines as one of the best defenses in college football, best teams in college football. You've got Texas, your next game after Auburn. Auburn walking in the Jordan Hare. We all know from Ty and everybody else, all those Bama fans talking about how that place is cursed. Right? I think that could be one that you look over. But I look at Missouri and say that's the one that scares me. Ole Miss, I don't think this team is going to overlook Lane Kiffin because Lane Kiffin's got a loud mouth, and I think this team is going to be ready to shut that loud mouth up. At Auburn, I won't believe in the voodoo till the voodoo hits us.
I mean, you got to be careful when you do that, man, because, you've been warned. You've been warned. So you got to be careful because you've been warned. But it's crazy how there's how super favorable. It seems like majority of these SEC teams are only playing no more than 5 road games.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing a whole bunch of home games this year, which is really wild.
Well, and I think this is how it's going to be probably for the remainder of Oklahoma. I think there might be some years where you have only 6 home games instead of 7, but I think for most years Oklahoma's going to have 7 because you're going to be scheduling
7 or 8.
FCS 7 or 8, because you're going to be scheduling an FCS opponent now in Maine, like Maine every single year, right? Because the SEC I think requires you to schedule a game like this as kind of like a extra bye week or whatever. Which it pisses me off that they put Maine there and not right at the end of the season after Bama or LSU.
That's the perfect spot. It's another bye week. So it gives you the opportunity to rest
Missouri
up.
And then a bye week.
You say what?
It said, but then you got Missouri and then a bye week. So it's
which is what you want. So basically the buildup on this is for you to survive attrition, right? If you survive attrition, you're good. So you're going to be beat up playing all these SEC games, but you got breaks in between to help get yourself healthy for the biggest games, which is your last 2.
I mean, yeah, those are your 2 biggest games. Out of this schedule, what is the game you're most looking forward to?
The one that I'm looking forward to the most is obviously Bama, right? I'm ready to see how we stack up against them the most. That's probably the game I'm the most excited about. Now, the game I'm excited about going to is LSU. I can't wait to get back down to Death Valley. Death Valley was awesome the last time I was there, and I want to go back again.
That's the one I'm excited about at LSU. That's the one that I want to go to. If I had to pick a secondary contender, at Ole Miss, I think that game is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think there'll be a lot of fans that actually show up to Oxford. And interesting fact, Oklahoma trails 1-0 against Ole Miss. They've never beaten Ole Miss. And another fun fact, they've never played South Carolina. These 2 programs have never met. So
that's even more dope.
You got that there. Oklahoma leads the series against Auburn 2-0. This will be the first meeting against Maine. Alabama, Oklahoma leads the series 3-2-1. Oklahoma trails the series against LSU 2-1. So Oklahoma in some of these series has a chance to tie the series, take the lead or get their first win on the board.
That would be dope. I'm here
It
for
would be
it.
dope. It would be dope. I'm excited.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too. All right, Jay. Told you we'd keep this short. Where can people find your content at?
You know where to find me, Unfair Sports, here on YouTube, as well as wherever podcasts are download and listen to. Come over there. You can come check out PG. He's been hanging out with us on a regular basis as well. But thanks for having me, Doc.
All right. Before I let you go, record prediction. What you got? Way too early record prediction.
Way too early record prediction. I'm going to say 11-1.
You see, I was about to be realistic and say 9-3, but 10-2 I think is a possibility.
10-2 is very possible. I'm 11-1. We're going to improve.